Hi, my name is Sandy Thompson, Promotional Assistant for the City of Pittsburgh, and today is my very first episode of Have You Seen Sandy? And can you guess where I'm at? I am in the Northeast Texas Rural Heritage Museum. And for my very first guest, of course, for my very first episode, is our very own Mayor, David Abernathy.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining me today, David.
It's great opportunity. Thank you.
Now, you serve on the board here at the museum. I want to talk about the museum a minute. Yes. So how long has this museum been here?
Okay, the Northeast Texas Rural Heritage Museum opened its doors on August the 30th of 1991. That had been after a year of painstaking work by local volunteers. The city actually acquired the depot, which was the first part of the museum, in the summer of 1990. And so the next year, that was the first building constructed, and then this annex was added later on, that's where you see the car displayed here.
What kind of hours does the museum have?
Thursday through Saturday, 10 to 4.
10 to 4. And then there's a small entrance fee to come into the museum.
Yes.
Northeast Texas Rural Heritage Museum, if you don't know, is located at 204 West Marshall Street. And that's by the Hot Link restaurant, by Pendergrass Park, and the railroad track. So, so you should be able to find it tucked away back in that area. So I know we could talk all day about things in the museum, and because I love it just as much as you do, but today we're going to talk about the Texas Hot Link Festival, which is going to be on April the 29th, Saturday, the April 29th, from 8 to 10 p.m. And to find out more information about the Texas Hot Link Festival, go to www.texashotlinkfestival.com. Well, let's get on and talk about what we came to talk about, this beautiful green car behind us here. So tell me what you know about this car. This
is a very unique car. We're very fortunate to have it here in our museum. This is a 1968 Shelby 350. It was actually the last Shelby purchased by Carroll Shelby himself. Carroll was really wanting to have an automotive technology program. The Northeast Texas Community College was a local college to here, which is where Carroll's from, here just up the road 8 miles in Leesburg in Kemp County. And so he approached the folks at Northeast Texas Community College about developing a technology program for people that wanted to go into automotive technology. So he wanted to have something that was the image of that school. And so this is the car he picked out. It was originally purple and had a little bit of body damage. So he says, I'm going to give this to y'all if you will paint it this color, put the striping on it, and then get it looking really sharp. So that's exactly what they did. He was able to see the car, sit in that car, and it was just a few months before he passed away, unfortunately, but he got to see that.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Well, like we're talking about our jewels in our own backyard, Carroll Shelby is one of our local jewels, and he was a race car driver, a designer, car designer, and an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're so lucky to have him from our own town, and we celebrate. So we are celebrating his 100th birthday.
Correct.
And so we've incorporated a lot of the 100th birthday celebrations into our Texas Hot Link Festival, which again is April the 29th, Saturday, April the 29th, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Right here in downtown Pittsburgh.
Yes, be a really large festival, probably one of the largest festivals to be held in Pittsburgh. Right.
Yeah.
And so in combination to that, in celebration of his 100th year, we'll have Shelby cars, Shelby and Cobra cars in here from some large car clubs. And if someone, we're hoping people will come into the downtown area as well to participate in the Hot Link Festival. So there'll be buses and trolleys that will move people around from different venues, so that we're encouraging people to see everything. In fact, if you're over there and seeing that at the Ministry Center, be sure and catch the trolley, or it's just a few blocks away to come here to this museum to see what we're referring to as the last Shelby.
Another big event that's going to happen that day is the unveiling of the historical marker,
Yes.
Carroll Shelby.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
It's about 8 miles to the west of here at the intersection of State Highway 11 and FM 1519 North. It'll be at the Leesburg Cemetery. And the cars that are on display here at the Ministry Center will actually convoy out there. And so that'll be quite a scene there as well. And so we're expecting probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 cars here. Pretty well everything that's tied to the Shelby name will have, looks like, some representation here.
Well, Mayor, anything else that you'd like to add about the
festival?
Well,
I think, one thing that on May the 24th of 2019, the state legislature and the governor signed off on it on that day to make Pittsburgh the official Texas Hot Link capital of the state. Yes. So we are not just the Hot Link capital of Northeast Texas, we're the official Hot Link capital of Texas. We have a lot to offer here. If people haven't come by and seen the Northeast Texas Rural Heritage Museum, it's in two parts. We have the place where we are here is an annex to it. We have the Ezekiel airship that flew just down about a block from here a year before the Wright brothers flew. We have people from all over the world that come here to see this airship replica.
Well, Mayor, I want to thank you so much for being my very first guest on Have You Seen Sandy?
My pleasure.
Before we go, though, I want to ask you one last question.
Sure.
Tell me one thing that you especially love about Pittsburgh.
It has to be the people. We have some really nice people, whether they were born and raised here or if they have moved in here and they got here as quickly as they could. But we just have so much to offer here. The local economy is growing here. New businesses are coming in. We just really try to take pride in that.
Well, that was a very mayoral answer. Thank you for that.
My pleasure, and glad to be your first interviewee. So.
Thank you so much.